Quaid Azam, Part 13. If, as Jinnah asserted, Muslims of India were a separate nation, then axiomatically, what was or what is India? Jinnah asserted in his later years that India is not one nation. If it is not one nation, then what are we? Even as a residue, are we but a conglomerate of communities or a collection of many nations? As Jinnah had rather casually put it while describing India as a residue communities. But certainly all this India is not, and not because I say so, but because history affirms so. And we assert that as a nation we give equal rights, adding with justifiable pride to all citizens also a common citizenship. Then how, rather why did we then also, why do we now confer selectively identified separative religious, caste and community identities, thus effectively and functionally fragmenting that very unity of India about which we so proudly declaim everywhere? For this support of affirmative action is for the needy and helping hand of reservation to assist in overcoming historical, social inequalities, but we err gravely in perpetuating such politically misconceived social engineering. After all, this was precisely Jinnah's central and consistent demand as the sole spokesman of Muslims. For he too wanted the insurance of a specified ratio of the representation for the Muslims in elective bodies and government jobs. To this Gandhi had demurred, as had others at least to start with, but bewilderingly later scrambled to competitively climb that very ever-lengthening ladder of the slippery and divisive reservations. But this thought outstrips the chronology of our narrative of Jinnah's journey. Let us reverse the gaze. It is ironical that amongst the great constitutionalists of those times, and there were several, Jinnah and Nehru became the principal promoters of special status for Muslims. While Jinnah directly and Nehru indirectly were, of course, the supporters. As all Indian citizens constitutionally were and are equal, then Jinnah by directly demanding a special status for Muslims, and Nehru through contesting Jinnah's right as their sole spokesman, became advocate for establishing different categories amongst Indian citizens. The irony of it is galling when, sadly though, of course, is retrospect, we observe that both of them, these two great Indians of their times, were either actually or in effect competing to become the spokesman of Muslims in India. This approach arose principally because they were both in effect so deeply imbued by the European thought, precepts, and societal subscriptions that they tragically became far removed from the core of Indian culture and consciousness. Then we wonder remained to speak for a united India, sadly, one Mahatma Gandhi. Well, this is why he has termed them European and now shifted his focus on Mahatma Gandhi. Let's read further. The cruel truth is that this partitioning of India has actually resulted in achieving the very reverse of the originally intended purpose. Partition in achieving the instead of settling contention between communities, has left a legacy of markedly enhanced Hindu, Muslim, Sikh, or other such denominational identities, hence differences.